Welcome to another Tippling Philosopher video. Today I'm going to speak to you a little bit about politics and in particular libertarianism. So the idea that the individual is the God, that there should be very small government, very minimal government, and the overreach of any centralized government is reaching into the life and impinging on the liberty of the individual. So libertarianism is a very popular position in America, but I am going to argue that those libertarians are faux libertarians, are false libertarians. I said this years back in terms of Nigel Farage and UKIP in the UK, when he was claiming that UKIP are a libertarian political party on the one hand, and on the other hand, they were stating that there should be no immigration and borders should be closed and the free movement of people in Europe should be stopped, so on and so forth. And you're thinking, well, if we go back to Ayn Rand and the kind of idea that the individual is God, one of the first liberties for any completely free individual is the ability to move, literally to move from A to B, from here to there. And if you're saying, actually, no, immigration is a big no-no, then you're not really a libertarian party. And in fact, when you start looking at proper libertarian parties like the Libertarian Party in America and look at their manifesto, their sort of the documentation behind their raison d'etre, their existence, immigration is one of those things where actually we support free movement of people. Because that is a strong libertarian principle. So I find it really interesting that to go back to America, there are so many card-carrying libertarians or people who claim they are in the Republican Party, who then, when you dig only skin deep, you find that they are the very antithesis of a libertarian. They espouse actual moral conformity. This is what I think from the Bible, and this is therefore what you should think. I believe that abortion is illegal, and therefore abortion will be illegal in all circumstances, and you as a woman don't have liberty over your own body, so on and so forth. And as soon as you start looking more and more into this, it turns out that these supposed small government right-wing libertarians are not libertarian at all. So they demand conformity. They're the sort of people who will, if you're dressed oddly in the street in a small town in America, they claim to be libertarians, but then they'll give you a second look for looking different, for acting different, for being different. And it's actually that they end up being hugely authoritarian. And this is why, Trump has really appealed to these false libertarians, because actually, Trump will talk the talk on certain things that sound maybe a bit libertarian, and then it's all about conformism and moral diktats that are right in the Republican ballpark. The white evangelical Christian nationalism that you see that's been brewing over the decades in America, that has its history in the white supremacist movement, has been grown as an over sort of a more accepted movement, in the years since the Tea Party movement in a couple of different iterations has come along. And that Tea Party movement is supposed to be this great libertarian movement. You end up looking at it, it's like, no, you're just your typical right-wing authoritarian who wants to make proclamations over what who people can sleep with behind closed doors, and what people do in the sexual moral domain, and then in terms of what they should do with regard to believing in religions and what have you. So it's just a complete misnomer that these people are labeled as libertarians, and it's just ironic that they end up actually being further away from libertarians than the average normal Joe Blogs. They end up being far greater conformists and demanding conformity from others than people who don't claim to be libertarians. And it's just one of those weird hypocrisies and ironies in certainly in modern American politics. Anyway, there you go, just a little chat. If you find that remotely interesting or disagree or agree, put your comments down below. Grab some merch, buy some books, all that kind of stuff. Drop by my blog at A Tippling Philosopher.